Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Barcast TV. It is May 22nd, 2023. We've got another high-level match for y'all, and let's go ahead and get into the replay. So, of course, this is Comet Catcher, and I'll go ahead and introduce our two players. Spawning on the left side of the map, playing as the red pieces, it's izirayd. Absolute killer. It's definitely, his 34 is not indicative of his actual true skill level. And his opponent, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of the map, it's Flower. So we've got, should be a good game between these two. I know Flower is a pretty tough opponent, and I'm really looking forward to casting this replay here. It's been a while. I'm glad to be back, glad to be casting for y'all. If you enjoy these kinds of 1v1 replays, go ahead and let me know in the comment section. Hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It really helps me know what to focus on and what to do more of. So, looks like pretty standard open here from izirayd. He's opening up with the two mexes and is going for a little walk here. I can see he's already got his bot lab queued up. And his opponent, Flower, on the other side of the map, has gone for the similar build. He's gone for two mexes and a little bit of a walk, and seems like he's going to be going for a vehicle open here. So, pretty cool to see. I like seeing this interaction between the vehicles and bots. It's definitely something I've been practicing myself and have still really not sure what is best on this map. Of course, like, it's a wide open map and there's a lot of terrain to maneuver around, so you think, oh, bots are strong. But then, of course, the flat terrain is indicative of vehicle play. So let's see how both these players choose these respective strategies and how they go about navigating this mid-game, early mid-game with these two different styles. So for those of you who have been missing these replays, I've been back, spent a couple weeks in Vietnam, and back to the grind, of course. So thank you all for being patient with me, and I hope to be making some more of these 1v1 replays here every day. So if you'd like to see these 1v1 daily casts, let me know. Be happy to produce these videos for y'all. Happy to do it. Love to see this game grow. Kind of while this game's getting underway, I would just like to say the dream of mine would see a 32-man LAN tournament for Beyond All Reasons. So hopefully that happens sometime in the future. That would absolutely tickle me pink. Not sure if it's ever going to happen, but we'll see. Hopefully this game blows up and you can see some of those epic LAN multi-day tournaments between a lot of top level players. So the more people we get playing this game, the more talent we'll see, and hopefully one day get to see a LAN tournament of Beyond All Reasons. So if you all are excited for that, let me know. Love to hear from you guys. So let's go ahead and get to the game. Looks like izirayd's opening up with the bot lab. He's got two construction bots heading towards the bottom left side of the map. He's going to be expanding here. Looks like he's skipping these two mexes. I haven't actually seen that before. And we have one little scout prowling around for Flower here, so he's going to be looking for some damage. I'm sure he's going to find these construction bots, and I'm not sure how effective this rover is going to be against these. I'm pretty sure izirayd could just reclaim this straight away if he wanted to. Yeah, there he goes. Trying to get that reclaim off. Knocks that scout down to about 70 HP, 70% HP. And izirayd's expanding to the middle of the map with his commander here. So pretty cool strategy. And we see Flower is going with the vehicle lab. A little bit of a slower start here. He's just expanding up the right side of the map with his commander here, adding on radars and LLTs as he moves along, and just has two construction bots assisting a factory that is not producing. So Flower, you got to start making units out of your vehicle plant here. Not sure how long this is going to go on for, but not the end of the world. As long as he's expanding with that commander, he can definitely make up for that. I'm sure he's trying to micro his heart out here on the other side of the map, and this rover has triple veterancy before it actually goes down. So I'm sure he kept on hitting those mexes as they're being built up. So we have a couple blitzes moving along the south side of the map. These grunts are not going to be able to stop this many blitzes here. So one goes down straight away, and izirayd's going to have to react properly before these blitzes get to this double construction bot gang. We see he's trying to recap these mechs here, but I think that build power would be better spent actually putting up an LLT. We'll see how vulnerable these construction bots are. If they end up going down, that represents most of the majority of Izirayd's expanding power, save for his commander sitting in the middle of the map. So looks like he was able to get up this exploiter armed metal extractor, which we don't really see a lot of in this game, and looks like that was able to clean up those blitzes fairly well with the support of those grunts. So nice job reacting to what he was, his map awareness. So go ahead and go back to our player views here. Could take a look at Flower. He's trying to deal with these grunt run bys. This LLT is going to make short work of that. And we see Flower is just continuing to expand up the right side of this map. So it's got a lot of LLTs already built here and a lot of radars to boot. So we got 3 radars already up in this area. Pretty interesting style. Definitely not foregoing that radar coverage. We see exactly how much of the map he actually has covered under radar. So great job, Flower. Really abusing that intel on this map. It's not a lot of structures to get into the way. So we can take a look at izirayd's player view here. It's got a decent amount of map control. We see he's got this one forward radar. I really like how far forward his commander actually is. So he's trying to lock up this middle of the board here and has a lot of grunts moving to the south side. So we'll see if he's able to poke and find some damage with these if he ends up grouping up these grunts. He's using the terrain to his advantage. These bots can get through this little choke point and traverse this little valley here in this crater. So wondering how much damage he's going to be able to get done with that. We see 2 construction vehicles making their way on the south side of the map. And those should be taken out with these grunts here. We see these blitzes are reacting to the grunts here in the middle of the board, but don't see Flower reacting to these grunts on the south, and he could end up losing these 2 construction vehicles, and that would be a nice pickoff for Mr. izirayd here. We see he's caught both of them. No saving these. They are totally exposed, totally out in the open, and he ends up taking out both of those construction vehicles. So great job. Taking out the expanding build power of your opponent is a great way to get ahead on this map. It's so wide open. There's so many mexes to take. And we see finally these grunts are going to get cleaned up by these blitzes. I'm not sure how well they're going to be able to trading. I see izirayd stop microing those for a second. And Flower is able to get the better of that trade here. So finally he's going to clean up this run by on his side of the map. And you can take a look at the statistics here. About dead even on metal produced. So Flower just has about a 150 metal advantage there. And has a lot of mass on his doorstep actually. You can take a look and see how much mass is sitting here. About 600 mass. So that's quite a few tanks. About 6 tanks. Believe so. What are these? Stouts are 225 metal, and these blitzes are 109. So pretty much exactly 6 of those blitzes here. We see izirayd has got a couple of these grave arbors out, and this is the, I guess, a little bit of an advantage you can give the bot lab player. He has access to these grave robbers much earlier than just the 1 factory production from a vehicle plant. So we'll see how well izirayd is going to be able to use those grave robbers. I don't see too much extra mass or, wrecks on his side of the map, so I'm sure he'll develop some more utility out of those units as the game progresses here. And I noticed that Flower already has a couple of these energy storages up, energy storage and 2 of these advanced solar collectors, so really foregoing the solar collector spam in favor of those higher energy producing structures. And I'm pretty sure this energy storage is just for an extra D-gun availability. I'm not too sure, but for those of you who don't know, that D-gun costs a significant amount of energy to fire. I believe it's 2,000. I don't see it here on this little build card down at the bottom side of the screen, but we'll see if he's able to get some of those off here in the near future. Meanwhile, izirayd has gone ahead and constructed a second factory here in the middle of the board. He's producing some of these pounders. Can deal with that spam, and it's going to give him a lot of forward build power here on the map and something to secure and establish here, his presence here in the middle of the board. So already moving on to that 2 factory production, and we see Flower just sitting on the 1 factory. He's got 1 construction turret already out, continuing to add on some sentries to kind of defend these run-bys. And Flower is stepping forward with his commander. Is he going to be able to get a D-gun off on that factory? That would be a great pickoff here. You see this guard tower is not in range of this yet, and I think that's what he's going to do. So Flower is able to take out that take out that forward vehicle plant, and that's 720 mass down the drain, and really is going to eliminate a lot of the build power for izirayd in the middle of the board. That was a great pickoff from Flower, noticing the weakness in his opponent's build, seeing that vulnerability. These two light laser towers were not covering that factory properly, and Flower is able to pick that off, so great job. Z Flower stepping forward with some blitzes here, so he's looking for some damage here. He's rotating around the south side of the map. I think that's enough grunts to kind of shoo this away. They have about the same range as the blitzes. So 180 range for the blitzes and 230 for the grunts. So definitely need to abuse the grunts range if you want to trade efficiently against these blitzes. And we see these blitzes end up catching two of these construction bots perhaps. We see one goes down. Is the other one going to go down? No. So he's at just at 35% HP. And these exploiters are doing work. I noticed this one in the back was doing a lot of DPS through those blitzes. So something I'm going to have to consider moving into my own play. I do enjoy playing Cortex over Armada for now. We'll see if that changes. I think I might switch on this map specifically just because that Janus is so strong. For those of you who don't know, the Janus is the T1 twin medium rocket launcher vehicle. Fires pretty slowly but does a lot of AoE damage, splash damage. So the Cortex has the Pounder tank and the Armada has the Janus respectively for the kind of Tech 1 AoE unit out of the Land Factory. So this game is kind of slowing down a bit. We see these grunts on the south side of the map getting cleaned up by these blitzes, so Flower's able to get on top of those grunts and not allow him to use their superior range to kite the units back. And it looks like izirayd's moved into this thug production here, so he wants to build these slower, tankier units. He wants to start getting into these long, scrappy, drawn-out battles here, and these heavier thugs are going to allow him to do that. So you see how just effective they are at clearing out these LLTs. I hear one artillery. Yeah, this has been out on the board for a decent amount of time, so he's just using it to clear out these static defense here. So he already has a little bit of veterancy on this mobile artillery. He already has 5 kills, so I'm sure that's paid for itself doubly over again with 5 kills. Meanwhile, Flowers got a couple blitzes moved in the back of izirayd's base, so we'll see how much extra damage he's able to get done. Not sure how much he's going to be able to do, and we see there's a lot of build power sitting in the main base here for izirayd. So he already has 3 construction turrets up. He's got 4 more construction vehicles adding on these advanced solar collectors, and is this Rungabai going to get a lot of damage done? This LLT is doing some work, trying to take these blitzes out. See, the repair is too strong. Is he going to get this construction bot? Yeah, so 2. Oh, nice reclaim. Able to defend that construction bot before going down to these blitzes. And we see another run by here on the top side of the map. So another LLT is going to shoo away this run by. Great job defending those extremities, defending those expansions. And we've got a couple engagements going on right now. So we have on the south side of the board these blitzes that were resurrected by those grave robbers we were talking about earlier. So getting some extra damage done with those. We have a closure making a comment about 1v1s on this map. I will have to agree with you. There's just so many open paths. It's why we see so many games on Comet Catcher. There's a lot of mass available to you. A lot of ways to maneuver around the board. Can't just add a couple static defense in the middle and defend your entire base from your opponent. So you have to be on your toes. You have to be a seasoned RTS player. You need to use the radar coverage, react to run-bys, defend your expansions, and you can see just how far izirayd is actually getting ahead. I mean, we look at the board here. He has almost half the board cleared up. He's got a 3k mass advantage here 13 minutes into the game, and is fighting on multiple fronts at the moment. So we see just how effective these grave robbers have been this game. I saw a pack of res blitzes here in the south. We see more of these grunts, and these medium tanks are going to make short work of that engagement. But here in the center of the board, we have medium tanks and thugs forming up into a formidable Tech 1 army here. So I'm not sure how Flower is going to be able to defend this. He's trying to make a counterattack into some LOTs of his opponent, but those are going to be taken out pretty effectively. We've got just a couple grunts. A couple blitzes gonna able to kind of shoo away those blitzes, and meanwhile here izirayd is continuing to push forward. He's got thugs, he's got stouts or medium tanks, brute medium tanks of the Cortex player, and he's making a push for his opponent's production here. So got a couple of Janus out in the field, and those can help defend Flower's main base here. You see one shot goes off, gets a lot of splash damage, another shot off gets even more done, and looks like izirayd's going to target that down. So Janus goes down pretty shortly. We see one beamer turret here on the south side. It's going to do a little bit of work. It's going to, shoo izirayd away just for a minute. But I don't think Flower is going to be able to deal with this. We see his production is just kind of trickling out onto the board, getting cleaned up by this arc of units here. And still more units just streaming across the map from izirayd. So he's got a nice little construction grave robber gang moving around the map, rezzing units. And there's this battle in the main base here. How are you going to deal with this, Flower? You need to get some extra production, perhaps move your commander back here to kind of try and degun these units, but we see more units streaming into the middle of the map, taking out these single LLTs. Yeah, this artillery unit continuing to get veteran Cs up to 8 kills. Closure, you got to jump in there, man. There's only one way to learn. We'd love to see you on the ladder, and there's plenty of players here that'd be more than willing to help you learn the game. So don't be scared to jump in there. There's only one way to learn this game, and that is to play against players who are slightly better than you. Don't want to be facing these guys. They're both absolute killers. No, Flower, I don't think I've taken a game off of Flower yet. I've definitely played him a lot of times. Very strong opponent. And izirayd, like I was saying earlier, this 34 true skill is not indicative of his actual skill level. So, you can see how good he actually is. He's microing on multiple fronts, continuing to macro everywhere on the map. And Flower's commander is isolated here. We see izirayd has caught him out here in the middle of the map, and he's going down, so great job. Nice game between these two players. And that one goes to izirayd. So if y'all like these daily 1v1 replays, let me know in the comment section. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next game. Thanks for watching.